السلام عليكم أخي العزيز، مرحبا بك إلى هذه القناة مرة أخرى. You're welcome again to my channel. Today we want to take الدرس العشرون lesson 20. الدرس العشرون lesson 20. This is a conversation between Layla and Salma. Layla and Salma. Some people could think the word Salma is Salimatu. No. There are some mistakes people do commit regarding these names. Some people will say Salmatu. This is wrong. The word is Salma, just as it appears here. Salma. If you want to add a ta, then the noun will be Salamatu. Salamatu. It's the name of a female, of a girl. Salamatu. Then if you mean Salmatu, then just change the lam to a fatha and say Salamatu. As in the name of Abu Salama, Salama. The word is Salamatu, not Salamatu for male. That means if you have a boy and you want to name him Salma, instead of saying Salma, you say Salamatu. And if it is a female, you can either name her Salamatu or you name her Salma. So these three names could be confusing to some people. Layla says, Ya Salma, oh Salma, afi fasliki are there in your class. Talibatun, female students. The singular form of talibatun is talibatun. But now that you are making it plural, you remove the ta, the enclosed ta, you remove it. Then you add alif and an open ta to the end of the word talibatun to become talibatun. Are there in your class talibatun, female students? Mina Shin from China. From China, wal Yaban and Japan. Do you have female students from China and Japan? Then Salma replies saying, Naam, yes. Naam, yes. Fi faslina, in our class, there are khamsu talibatin, 5 students. If you can remember, in one of my previous videos, I explained how to use numbers from 3 to 10. And I told you that when the noun you are counting is masculine, you ensure that you use a feminine number. For example, if you are counting Tolabatun or Tulabun, which are masculine, for example, Tulabun means male students, starting from 3 and above up to 10. If you are counting them, knowing that the noun you are counting is masculine, then you definitely use a feminine number. That is, you add a ta marbuta to the end of the number you are using. You now say, Salasatu tulabin, arba'atu tulabin, khamsatu tulabin, up to asharatu tulabin. Because the noun you are counting here is masculine, you use a feminine number. And reverse is the case when you are counting a feminine noun. If the noun you are counting like talibatun, it's feminine. Starting from 3 up to 10, you use masculine number. You say, Salathu talibatin, arba'u talibatin, khamsu talibatin, sittu talibatin, up to ashiru talibatin. And that is exact what happens here. She says, Fi faslina, in our class, there are khamsu talibatin, 5 students, not khamsatu talibatin. So khamsu talibatin, 5 students, Mina Shin from China, wa arba'u talibatin, and 4 female students, Min al-Yaban from Japan, wa thamani talibatin. You see, instead of thamaniya, she now says, wa thamani talibatin, and 8 female students, Min Indonesia from Indonesia. Layla says, wa fi faslina, and in our own class, salathu talibatun, there are 3 female students, Min al-Hindi from India. Wa sittu talibatin, and 6 female students, Min al-Philippine from Philippines. Wa sabi'u talibatin, and 7 female students, Min Turkiya from Turkey. Can you see now how to count nouns that are feminine from 3 to 10? Salma says, Kam ukhtan laki ya Layla. Kam ukhtan, if you can remember, in one of my previous videos, I explained how to use kam. And I explained that there are 2 forms of kam. There is a kam that is informative. it's always followed by a kasra. That is, the noun that follows it will take a kasra. In the case of such a kam now, the word ukhtan changes to ukhtin. We now say kam ukhtin. It is informative. You are just informing us. You are not asking a question. You are not expecting us to answer you, mentioning the number. So if you say kam ukhtin, it means there are many sisters. But saying kam ukhtan, you are using an interrogative kam, the one used to interrogate, to ask a question. And the rule says the noun following it must have a fatha. That means you are asking about that now, and you actually mean number. Kam ukhtan, you mean the number. You are asking about the number of sisters. Kam ukhtan laki, there are how many sisters for you? Ya Layla, sorry. Ya Layla, oh Layla. Layla says, Li, I have Salathu akhawatin, 3 sisters, 3 female siblings, 3 sisters. Now note the plural form of ukhtun. Ukhtun, a sister. Akhawatun, sisters. Can you say the plural? If it is akhun, brother, the plural form will be ikhwatun or ikhwanun. Please take note of the difference. Salma says, Wakam akhon laki, you see, and there are how many brothers for you? You have how many male siblings? She is asking about the number of male siblings the person she is talking to has, because it is followed by akhon, which ends with a fatha. Kam akhon laki, there are how many male siblings? How many brothers for you? Then Layla replies saying, Li khamsatu ikhwatin, I have 5 brothers. Yes, I mentioned this earlier, that when the noun you are counting is masculine, as we have in akhon, masculine, then you use a feminine number. That's why we have khamsatu ikhwatin. Then don't forget, I mentioned in that previous video where I was explaining how to use numbers in Arabic, I said the noun that follows it must be in plural and it must end with a kasra. Li khamsatu ikhwatin, I have 5 brothers. Here now, rule number 1 says number and the counted item differ in terms of gender. That is, if it is masculine, you use feminine number. If it is feminine, you use masculine number. That's why we say li khamsatu. Because we are counting masculine, we use feminine number. Li khamsatu ikhwatin. Rule 2 says akhon changes to plural. We say ikhwa. Then rule 3 says you give it a kasra. That's why we have li khamsatu ikhwatin. I have 5 brothers, 5 male siblings. Salma says, Laki, you have salasu akhawatin. So having said you have 3 sisters, you are now telling me again now that you have 5 brothers. That means, Lucky, there are for you salasu akhawatin, 3 female siblings, that is 3 sisters, wa khamsatu ikhwatin, and 5 male siblings, 5 brothers. They are now placing the 2 expressions side by side so that you can see the difference between when counting masculine and when counting feminine. In Laki Salasu Akhawatin, we are counting feminine, whose singular is ukhtun. And in Khamsatu Ikhwatin, we are counting masculine, whose singular is akhun. Now, the rule says, if you are counting feminine, use masculine number. That's why we use salasu, not salasatu. When you are counting feminine and masculine, then use feminine number. That's why we say khamsatu, not khamsu. Please take note of this difference. Layla says, Naam, yes. Please don't forget to share this lesson. You comment. Let us know your feelings about the lesson, please. Also, try to like and subscribe so that when next we upload a new video, you have direct access to it. Naam, yes. Wakam akhon, and how many brothers wa ukhtan and sisters Lucky are there for you? How many brothers and sisters are there for you? Salma replies saying, Li, I have arba'atu ikhwatin, 4 brothers. The same rule I've explained earlier. Wa arba'u akhawatin, and 4 sisters. Layla says, Li zemilatun, I have a female classmate. Zemilun, a classmate. When it is a male, we say zemilun, and when it's a female, we say zemilatun, adding a term marbuta to indicate feminism. Li zemilatun, I have a female classmate or classmate. Ismuha, her name is Khadijatu. Please don't give this kind of name tenwin. Khadijatu, Aishatu, Fatimatu, and others. All these feminine nouns, when they are proper nouns, one, they are for feminine. Don't use any tenwin in the end. And never give them a kesra. Say Khadijatu, Khadijata. Nothing like Khadijatun, Khadijatan. And it can never take a kesra. Don't say Khadijatin. No. Aishatu, Aishata. Not Aishatun, not Aishati. Laha samaniyatu ikhwatin. She has 8 brothers. Wa thamani akhawatin, and 8 sisters. You can see the contrast, the sharp contrast between thamaniyatu ikhwatin and thamani akhawatin. In thamaniyatu ikhwatin, we are counting ikhwa, whose singular is akhun. It is masculine. That's why we are using thamaniyatu, feminine number. And reverse is the case in the second expression. So with this, I believe we've learned some vocabulary, some Arabic sentence structures, and some rules. I pray that Allah make it easy for us to construct sentences on our own. If you have learned 1 or 2 things from this lesson, you can just do your subscription now. Just subscribe. Also, like and share. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum.